Anyways, back to what I was saying. Just because you suffer doesn't mean something is wrong with you. All of my life, I've been told that if I'm suffering too much in a pursuit of something greater than myself, then something is wrong. I have to change routes. I have to pursue something else. But just because you suffer doesn't mean something is wrong with you. You're going to suffer regardless. If you pursue a small goal, if you pursue a large goal, you are going to suffer. There's nothing wrong with you for suffering in the pursuit of something greater. When will you realize that suffering is a fixed cost of life? Whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, you're going to suffer. Whether your business is growing, whether your business is stagnant or declining, you're going to suffer. Whether you're rich, you're going to suffer. Whether you're poor, you're going to suffer. So just because you suffer doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It's just a fixed cost of being a human. So I'm called to be the least of these. I'm called to be the last, according to the Bible. I'm called to literally bring myself down to being nothing. But how do I do that effectively and actually genuinely as a Christian entrepreneur, right? Because as an entrepreneur, we see this facade that people put on social media of them living lavish lives and having all this money. And as an entrepreneur, I feel conviction sometimes because I am in pursuit of something greater than myself. But how do I do that effectively while still remaining humble and being last and being nobody essentially to my own ego according to the Bible? I don't have the answer. What do y'all think? The internet is extremely divided right now because on one side we have all these entrepreneurs that are living lavish lifestyles, promoting money, clubs, dancing, drinking, and they're doing these like live streams that we see where they go around downtown LA, downtown Miami, just really promoting worldly living. But then on the other side, we have Christian entrepreneurs who are trying to pursue something greater than themselves, and they see everything that this side is doing, and it's sometimes hard not to get caught up in that or wanting that, because as an entrepreneur, at our base core, we want to build, we want to innovate, we want to grow. But it's such a struggle because the Bible calls us to be last. The Bible calls us to show humility and to be humble. So how do we do that? It's a struggle that I have every single day. I read all these books, I do all this planning, but the Bible calls me to be last. I mean, how do we do this effectively? I don't have the answer. It's just a thought that I have. How can I be an entrepreneur who wants to grow when I am called to be the least of these? So my girlfriend and I have a rule that we do not joke about breaking up if we're not serious about it. A lot of the times, even mostly with married couples, you hear them talking about divorce. You hear relationships talking about breaking up in a joking manner. Unless your relationship is a game to you and love, emotion, sadness, anxiety, all those emotions are games to you, then go ahead, joke about it. But if they're not and you're actually serious about wanting to build a future with your partner, then I highly suggest you do not joke about breaking up unless you want to, or divorce. Listen, I'm just a messenger, so please don't shoot me. But Christian entrepreneurs, do not scroll. You need to hear what I'm about to say. We cannot be like these worldly entrepreneurs that we see. And I know you know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna name drop because I really don't care. Logan Paul, Clavicular, that you see streaming, walking around the streets of downtown LA, I think, doing worldly things. Sush, the gym influencer, and many more I could list. All of these influencers and entrepreneurs, because that's what they are. We cannot be like them. Yes, I know it looks good, all this success, money, wealth that they've come up with, that they've built, and it's hard work. It is hard to build that, so credit to them for that. But we cannot be like them. We have to pursue something greater, and that greater is not worldly living. It's not money. It's not fame. It's influence for God. It's to bring other people to know God. And if money comes through that, if recognition comes through that, then so be it. But that's not our focus. Our focus is how many people can we get in the minds of to promote the message that God wants us to promote? How many people can we influence for Christ? And again, God doesn't need us. We have to remember that. Like, yes, you can see yourself as some like spiritual soldier on God's mission because you're sent by God. I'm not denying that. But I want you to remember, and this is how we remain humble. This is how we also don't transition into becoming these type of entrepreneurs. God doesn't need us. He can do it all by himself if he wants to. It is a blessing that we get to share the gospel. And it's through social media that we do that, and it's through being an entrepreneur. So don't be like these people. I'm not saying not to be an entrepreneur, but stay focused in the message that you're spreading and what you're trying to get out of it. God didn't call you to be liked. He called you to be light. And light, by its very nature, makes darkness very uncomfortable. You need to learn how to make peace with your past so that it doesn't ruin your future. What you did before, yes, it might still define you and you might still have to reap the consequences, but you know who you are, you know the work you've put into change, you know the conversations you've had in order to be forgiven and to forgive yourself, and you know the prayers that you've prayed in order to receive God's forgiveness. Do not let your past mistakes define and really impact the future presence that you can have. The greatest skill you can develop is to be in a good mood despite having reasons to be in a good mood for. And if you're going to be in a bad mood for no reason, you might as well be in a good mood for no reason. If you find a girl who believes in your dreams just as much as you do and makes you a better man and is willing to work alongside you in order to get there and is grateful for wherever you are in your current life today, no matter where you're at, just marry her. Because at the end of the day, your spouse marries two people, the person you are right now and the person you're going to become. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Do so much volume, it would be unreasonable for you to lose. Yeah, someone will always do what you're doing better. Yeah, someone will always make more money than however much money you have right now. But no one can outwork you by doing more volume than you do if you set your mind on the mentality of being completely inevitable by your volume. Do so much volume, it would be dumb for you to lose.